Video from the Pentagon of the raid that killed ISIS leader al-Baghdadi. So there you have some drone video up top showing some munitions around the compound. And I think we saw, there they are, the special operators, I guess, breaching the compound walls. Greg,
yes.
Any thoughts?
Well, you know what I hear when I listen to President Trump describe the heroes' actions? I keep hearing, like, how would that sound if you did the media? You know, Brian Stelter, facing great peril, posted a brave tweet criticizing the doctored photo of a dog. Among the many heroes who dared to check their emails while eating overpriced kale salad at the local steakhouse, sometimes without a reservation. Our hats go off to them.
It does put things in perspective.
Yes, it does.
When you look
it's quite a contrast when you watch the media and you watch this impeachment proceeding and you see something like that. It just it reminds you what's important, what matters.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of the Department of Defense putting out a video like this just several days after the raid?
Well, America needs to be and is invested in the war on terror. This is a global war on terror, and it is a generational war. I think it is very good to remind people why we are fighting, the kinds of people that we are fighting, and how we do it, and how we do it so very well. And it might take a while in order to bring somebody like Baghdadi to justice, but we will get there. So I think releasing the video also shows, remember, you're talking to several people all at once. It's not just a video for the American people.
Right.
This is a video for our allies to know if you be with us, be with the good guys. You're either with us or against us, right? It's also a video for our enemies. Mm-hmm. So just as a reminder of, like, yeah, you think you want to be number two in ISIS? You might think about that. I think the other reason they wanted to show the video is because President Trump is telling us the story, right? It happens on a Saturday night. You hear there's big news coming. Sunday morning, there's the big news. And then you have the release of this video, which means that they've got the intel that they need. They've cleared that aside. Remember, they captured at least 2 guys that we know of that are in our custody. And then showing the overwhelming force. I think that the American people invest in our military in a way that can help keep us safe in the future. So I think that's why they released it, and I think that it's a good thing that they're showing people that. I would also like to point out that I won the pool. I said that we would be back by 5:34.
And you were dead on.
Yes, perfect timing, Dana
Thank
Perino.
Yes.
All right, Juan, some pretty granular video there. What are your thoughts?
Well, first, I just wanted to, salute the sergeant for winning the Medal of Honor. I think that when you show individual bravery to your teammates, I don't think there's anything higher and a true American patriot, and that's to be saluted. And with regard to the video, I think to me, again, I just, worry about what this says in terms of social media. I think so much of the terrorist recruiting goes on social media. And I think that while this is a reminder that we have the most powerful military in the world, I think most Americans know that. I think our enemies know that. I just don't want it to be the case that people use this as further recruiting as somehow, America overdoing or America gloating or anything like that.
They'll always find a way.
Do you see this as gloating by releasing the video, Kate?
No, I see this as showing the evil people in the world who want to do innocent people harm by either kidnapping them or burning them alive in cages or drowning them in cages or raping them, beheading them on video, that we will hunt you down no matter where you are, no matter how long it takes, and we will send our best Americans, those guys that you see on the ground, not right now, but in the video, they will come after you and they will find you, and justice will be served. And then we will use what is left behind to continue to fight and take down your friends. I loved that as soon as Baghdadi was announced dead, ISIS announced his successor, and immediately we took him out too. That should be the message. The United States should be proud of the military. I think we should show more of this type of video, and we take out these high-value targets. And I really appreciated the president there today also giving acknowledgement to the Afghanistan translators, because they played a huge role, not just in Afghanistan, but also in Iraq, in making sure that we had good intelligence, that we understood what was going on. And there has been some back and forth about bringing those guys to America and giving them citizenship. And I would hope that they're working on that behind the scenes.
There's been a lot of, there's been pent-up frustration, especially from people in the military or now members of Congress who served in Afghanistan or Iraq and worked with translators, because we told them that we would help keep them safe and bring them here so that their families could thrive in America. That has been held up. But I think with the President Trump saying that in the East Room must mean, I think, that there might be some movement on that soon, which would be certainly welcome.
And Juan, to your point earlier about, the United States and the public knows how great of a military we have, I think it's important to remind the public that where the money is going from their tax dollars, we're spending so much money on funding the Department of Defense, to be able to insert our men and women behind enemy lines like that in the dark of night and then just hit these targets with a pinprick and be able to find these bad guys like that is such a high bar to achieve. I think it needs to be shown to not only the American people as a reminder, but also our enemies.
Let me respond to that. Sure. I think that, the respect for the American military worldwide is very high, Jesse. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And the success, yesterday when I was talking about the Democrats having some problems with the way the president presented the news of al-Baghdadi's death, it was principally about him as opposed to that specific team that did such a great job, and to the Kurdish forces that gave us the intelligence that accompanied us. I really appreciate Katie's point about the interpreters, people who've helped us, Dana's point about the fact that we should be grateful to those people for helping us conduct such operations. But again, it's fine if you want to put it out, but I'm just saying be careful, because social media is where terrorists are created.
That's like saying there's more terrorists because we waterboard.
I think he's killing a lot of terrorists right now.
In the earlier block, we talked about how a concern for something isn't something. This recruitment concern falls into that category. It's a concern, but it isn't something. The best propaganda against ISIS is when you show them losing. Yeah. For the longest time, I don't know when it started, 2013, 2014, we sat here and we watched unabated, horrific videos and people joining ISIS because there was no response. We couldn't show them anything. So I think so when we started watching ISIS getting humiliated and giving up, that's when their recruitment died. The more you see them die, the better it is for the world.
Yeah, and I remember they said that Gitmo was a recruiting tool, and Gitmo's still open, and there's less ISIS. Cancel culture apparently so out of control, even former President Barack Obama is telling people to knock it off. That story's coming at you next.
Yeah.
Do it with your good. I said the long hair,